Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I am the real Brian Glaze Gears. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, share, support. Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Sammy the Bull Gravano and look at all the things that he's doing. You know what? Like right now, you talking about God is good. Look at this man and got what? How many chances? He was an underboss, for the Gambino crime family. He was next to under John Gotti. You know what? Got out. What happened? He caught a case, but was it his case? Or nah? Did this man got caught up in the situation? Guess what? Because his name, he took the weight for his son and his son-in-law to give them the opportunity so they wouldn't get 45 years in jail. But nevertheless, right now, man, he got a hell of a documentary. He got a hell of a YouTube channel. Make sure y'all go there and check it out. Subscribe, like, comment. But he got this documentary just coming out. He got other projects that he working with Terry Winter, and other people that's supposed to be coming out very soon. And like everybody want movie deal. Everybody want book deals. Everybody want series deal. Guess what? It don't work that way. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out. Everybody think they got a story. But once again, it take time. If you don't have, you're not putting the work in, you think people just going to come to you, knock on your door and give you a movie book deal, it's not going to happen, folks. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out. Sit back and enjoy this interview that me and Sammy conducted a while ago. Hope you enjoy. Peace, love, and prosperity.
We never allowed my father to tell.
Facing life in prison, Sammy the Bull Gravano turned on his boss, John Gotti.
Am I a rat? I took fucking 20 years to help my kids and my family.
A few months later, they're gonna kill me to send a message to my father.
This is Phoenix, Arizona.
We were trying to start a new life, but we would definitely fish out of water. There's this whole lifestyle in the middle of the desert, having rave parties. Ecstasy.
I wanted to control the ecstasy scene here in Arizona. I think I got like 30,000 hits of ecstasy.
We got rid of them in a week.
But then some guys started undercutting us.
English Sean.
English Sean was the mastermind to our ecstasy empire.
The name Sammy the Bull Gravano entered my sphere. And they became the biggest threat to the organization.
I don't give a flying fuck. We'll go to war like that.
I just took off running, smoke shooting out the window.
I was prepared to kill him and bury him in the desert.
Everybody knew the consequences of the life.
It was me and my family against the world.
Oh, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great, Sammy. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fabulous. It's Friday.
Great, great. I heard so many good things about you. And what I really like is I know you're a tough guy. And I've known that for quite a while. And you changed your life and you're coming around and you're talking good. You're working hard. And now you're on YouTube. And that's a great thing. And it's my pleasure to sit and talk with you for a while. And it was my pleasure.
Yeah. And you know what, Sammy, I appreciate that, because once again, like to me, like, growing up in the five borough, what I call it, the big red polluted apple, it's like, who's who and what's what. Despite we in two totally different world, your name, like I tell you right now, speak for itself. So it's always an honor. And right now, hats off to, like you say right now, is Sammy the Bull, man. I appreciate you even taking the time to even having this conversation with me.
It's my pleasure, bro. You're a good man, and we're going to be friends, I think, for a long time. I like where you're going and where you're coming from. And you're right. We're from New York. We're New Yorkers. No matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you are, we're New Yorkers, and we went through some of the same hard times in prison and everything else. So we're going on our road to change our lives and go forward and make an honest buck. And there's more money in this really than, it's imaginable than in the street. And you don't have to do no time and screw up your life. I talk a little bit of trying to talk about on my show occasionally, and I would love to talk to you about it. It's like prison reform, stuff like that. It's so many guys. I met so many guys, especially some of my black brothers and people and their families on visits, their wives, girlfriends, kids, and I've become so close with so many of them, and I mentioned a few guys in videos, and I think that's how we became
Yeah.
friendly through that. And I mentioned with Fat Cat and so on and so forth. I did a couple of years with him, and I mean he was the best thing since sliced bread to me anyway.
Okay.
I mean I got along with him really good,
Mhm.
and I know we have some mutual friends we never met, but I'm glad we're meeting now, and we're talking. And any of my people, my followers, I'm going to put this out. I want you to put it out first because it's your show. I'm going to put
Okay.
it out and I'm going to tell my followers this is a good man. Anytime you want to hit his show, we're going to put his link or whatever it is on the bottom so you can get in touch with him and watch his show and rap with him a little bit. Um, so he's my man.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I say, you're right. We know, some of the people or whatever. And once again, like you say, when you grow up in that type of environment, it's like totally different. And to me, like you're right, I like the direction that you're going in and the direction that I'm going in, because even when I'm doing now, and as you get older and wiser, you sit back and you just think about, you know what? Imagine if I would have had that same mindset back then and do the things that I'm doing now back then. And what I had to do is I had to do a lot of soul searching and get some help, upstairs from the mental standpoint. And like I say, each and every day now I take medicine. But it just helped me to control a lot of the anger, frustration, trauma, and the things that I went through growing up in that type of environment. And I count my blessing.
Right. Especially now in this day and age, all this turmoil going on in the country, it's a good time for people to see people like yourself or me
Mhm.
that we're not dealing with all that bullshit with straightening our lives out and doing the right thing, being courteous and hard work. That's really a man's job, and
Mhm.
that's what we do. Take care of our family and work, and that's what everybody. I hope people who listen to this, don't listen to these outside voices and outside people, and they want to wreck the country and they want to do everything. I don't know what's going on. I never seen anything like it, but it's a pleasure where we can voice our opinions, talk, be friends, go forward with our lives and our family, and be courteous to other people. It's not all that hard, and there's a lot of rewards to it. A lot of benefits.
You know what? I like something that you just say, because this is as you talk and I'm listening, as the way the world is today. It's like, we both was fortunate. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And when I grew up in the 60s, into the 70s and the 80s, New York City is a big melting pot of the world. And here it is, when you're around people, guess what? To me, guess people was people. I don't care what was your nationality, because you grew up in a big melting pot. So you treat everyone the way they treat you.
Right, right. I noticed one time when I was watching that attack where the World Trade Centers went down.
Hmm.
I was watching. They would do a lot of news clips, and I was watching it, and a black guy was running and he tripped and fell. White woman was running and she stopped, grabbed him, helped him up. It was color didn't matter, religion, nothing mattered. We helped each other, and it was ugly about the people getting hurt, but it was so
Hmm.
beautiful to see people pulling each other and helping each other in so many different ways. That moment struck me, and I said, I wish that was always like that, being courteous or this and that. I was online the other day in a store, and a young kid came in, a young black kid came in, and he was going to be about two or three behind me, and he was going to wait. He's waiting for a school bus. So I told the guy behind me, let him go first. I
Hmm.
mean, he's got to make a bus. That kid turned around and gave me a hug. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I said, thanks. He give me a hug, young guy. So
Hmm.
it's a beautiful thing when you can, deal with things and use your common sense. Don't be angry. You know, we only have one life to live. Don't cut it short with stupidity or prisons, or don't give it to them. Go forward and with your life, and it's a beautiful thing. So And someday me and you may get together and go for dinner and have a drink together.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what you're saying about common courtesy. Like the difference is you knew, like, hey, wait a minute, this guy is on a timeline. He got to catch a bus. And look what you was able to do. You was able to hold up, wait, what we gonna do, let him go ahead and go first so he can be serviced so he don't have to miss his bus. See, that's powerful because what it's showing you the human compassion, how considerate. Even a lot of times people go away from that. To me, if somebody coming in or out of a door and I'm going out, you know what? I'm gonna hold that. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna hold it. And you know what? People look at that like, wow. And then sometimes when you hold it, you're just being kind, but you got some people will, wow, thank you. And some people feel you're supposed to do that.
And not only that, but it kind of rubs off. When you do that with people, sometimes they think and they say, you know what? Maybe I should be like that. Maybe I should do that. And it runs off. We have a beautiful country. We're a melting pot, like you said, of every nationality, every race, every religion, everything. I mean, and this is what we have. And we went through so many ugly periods and we got better and better and better. And it's up to us to make it better and better. I don't want my kids or grandchildren or your kids or grandchildren to turn around and say, what the fuck were they doing? They didn't see this. They didn't try to stop it. They didn't say nothing or do nothing or, you know what I mean? They were just as out of control as everybody else. It's crazy. So, I try to better my life all the time, especially that I'm up in age and I don't have too many years left, and I want to enjoy them. I don't want to be gang banging and with all that crazy shit, arguing and all that stuff. I just want to chill and relax.
Sammy, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to ask me that same question. That question is, when did you decided that you no longer want to be, I'm saying, like, that Sammy the Bull that we heard about, that we read about. It's like we didn't. You know the crazy part about it. Even when you see like flashback upon that lifestyle, you always see you. You never heard you. You was like more as like a silent storm, like a quiet storm. You see you, but you didn't see you. But right now, where it's like you always hear Gotti always talking, but you was like a quiet storm. And even with that type of power and everything that you've been through, what part or what stage in your life that hit you say, you know what, I'm the better than this. I don't want to do this no more.
Well, when I was betrayed by Gotti, and I don't want to get into the whole story, but when I was betrayed by him, and I decided to walk away from the life, this life is bullshit, killing each other, robbing, stealing, now betraying each other. I gave up. I walked away from the fucking life. And when I was in prison and I was pulled out and I lived with the agents for a while, and some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like, but everybody's got different lives, different things. And life is so precious and so short. When you lose your freedom and you're in prison, you say to yourself, what the fuck am I doing here? All the money and all the glamour and all the broads and all the everything in the world ain't worth it. When you lose that freedom and then all your tough guy bullshit, where there's some hack telling you, go to sleep, wake up, eat, do this, do that, and you become like a fucking puppet. I said, no more, I'm done. I'm done with this life. And I went on and I tried to, I had a lot of people really who were in my corner. I got out of prison when I was 72 and I had $430 in my pocket, but I had family waiting for me, my ex-wife, my daughter, my son, friends who kept calling, a couple of people throw me a few dollars. Here, bro, you're home. Here, put this in your pocket. And I said, it just got me. And I said, I'm going to go straight. I'm going to stay straight. A couple of people asked me, could you kill? I said, you bet your sweet ass I could kill, but I don't want to.
Mhm.
It's over. That's done. I mean, I don't do that. To defend myself, maybe, or defend my family, maybe. Don't doubt that I could kill, but I don't do that. That's not in my head. My head is to be good, to go forward, to be friends with people, to help people. like myself. I could imagine how hard it was. My daughter took me down to get Social Security. I waited on lines. I got food stamps. I got 1 month, one food stamp check, and then they said you got if you're making over 1,000 a month in Social Security, you're not eligible for food stamps. I was thrown off of that. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have nothing. I think about so many of my friends in prison that I made who don't have the fortune to come home and find a family or a good friend who's willing to help. And the government should think about that, helping people come out. Don't ask a question, why did they recommit? It's an easy answer. You closed all the doors in their face. They can't be a lawyer, a doctor, they can't be a lot of things. They can't vote, they can't own a gun, they can't own nothing. So now the guy was dealing drugs maybe and making a lot of money. So you want him to go to fucking McDonald's and flip hamburgers? And then you want to ask me why did he recommit? Why don't you help him not commit? In prison, and you know it as well as I do, they don't teach you shit. It's all bad shit. So put programs together in prisons, open the door where these people could go and make a living, a good living, and your recommit numbers are going to go down drastically. You know, the system is, rigged to hurt you, the RICO law and all these other things. I would have a black friend of mine tell me, Sammy, what do you think with my case? Now, I know the law a little bit because I've been through it so many times. And I know, who's your lawyer? They gave him to me, court-appointed lawyer. Who's your investigators? Some drunken Irish cop. Bo, see if you could take a plea. Why, Sammy? Because the prosecutors got 5 or 6 really good prosecutors. Their investigators is the FBI. You don't stand a fucking chance, bro. If you could make a deal to get, not to cooperate, I'm not convincing them to cooperate, but take a plea and get out of this case. You're fighting King Kong. You're not going to win. And when you fight, you're going to get double the amount of time. And if you lose, and you're going to lose. I hated to tell guys that, but it's true. And especially like some black guys, they were broke, came in, and they're up against a firestorm. And you know that. So I would tell some of the guys like that and talk with them, like I said, about Fat Cat. And there's people. I did time with an old man. I didn't know his last name, but he was a black guy. He was much older than me. And me and him, we used to play chess, used to play cards. He was a real good man. They thought I had cancer. And now he come over to me and he said, Sam, you got cancer? I heard, yeah. I says, I think so. They're not sure. There's going to do more tests and whatever. He says, I'm going to start cooking for you. I'm going to make you healthy. He wanted to help me so bad. So I said, yeah, the doctors can't help me if I got it. You're not going to be able to help. But it was showing what a good old man he was. He really from his heart. He wanted to cook for me a couple of times. He cooked for me. We ate together, stuff. But and he was part of the Weatherman group. Remember those Weatherman? Oh, fucking, he must have been in prison for 30-something years. Now I had told people this guy could, he would do the laundry. That's how he made some extra bucks. And I said, this guy could be out, bro. He's not going to hurt a fly. He did 30-something years. Let him the fuck out. Maybe he'll meet some fucking broad who want to marry him, and he'll work, and he could work in a post office or something. But they close all these doors on you pretty good.
And you know what? Even with that, you're 1,000% right. Because once again, at one point in time, they used to provide different program, college training program, and for some reason, I don't know, because of the budget, they claim they took it out. But how can you expect a person to come in as a cold-blooded criminal and then go back into society several years later? I've been in and out of, jail basically since I was 16. And the last time I caught a case, like, and I made a deal, and I was going home. And the closer it got to me being released after doing, like I'm saying, 8 years, 8 months, 17 days, I got afraid for the first time. Normally, when I'm going home, I'm not worrying about nothing because I know, guess what? If somebody bother me or my family or whatever, only thing I'm gonna do, go get my bulletproof vest, go get my weapon of choice, and take care of the problem. Now, as I'm getting closer to getting out, I'm afraid because of my mindset. My mindset, what about somebody break into your house? What if somebody violates your family? What are you gonna do? And out of nowhere, I gotta pick up the phone and call the NYPD or the police station and report it because I can no longer take the law into my own hand. That's when I knew, like, wow, like it was over.
Right, right.
And I felt I was scared, but I felt good about myself.
But it's not it's not that you're scared and it's not that it's over. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning for you. Now you're going to become a member of society, and
Mhm.
it's not that, I used to get into an argument. I would walk away from the argument. So the guy would one of my friends would tell me, "You afraid of this guy?" I'll talk. No, 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 I'm not afraid of him. Then why'd you walk away? I'm afraid of me. I'm afraid of what the fuck I might do. He's yapping in my fucking face, and I'm afraid of me. That's why I walk away. I take enough of it and I walk away because I know if I do something, now I'm stuck in prison. I'll never get out. So I don't want to. I don't want to stay here. So it's the beginning, my friend. It's the beginning of your life, and being a citizen. Listen, I don't hate my father and mother were legitimate people, hardworking people. I love them with all my heart and soul. So to me, there was nothing wrong with them. It was a little something wrong with me.
Mhm.
So I kind of said, let me fix that. There's a lot of hardworking people out there. People are going to listen to you now and say, wow, that's Glaze, bro. This guy's no joke. But you really ain't a joke because you're putting your life together and going forward. And that's what motivated me to come on and talk with you. And if I hope you get some of my people listen to this guy. He's for real. I mean, he's no joke. He's for real, and he's changed his life and just like me and many, many other people. And it's a beautiful thing. And if more of us could do the same thing, we'll have a much better country.
And you
So
you look at that, and you're right about that because even when our first conversation, like it was so powerful and positive that I love that. And you're right. To me, like when you were saying about you're right, you being afraid of yourself, I feel the same way at time. And that's why I take medicine because I hate myself when I get upset because I know in the past, once I get there, I try to tell people I feel like this character, Dr. David Bruce Banner. And what happened? He's always tell people in the show, don't make me get upset. People slap him up, kick him in the private. Then next thing you know, he turns to that big green monster. Now everybody's scared of the Incredible Hulk. So when you got certain things that's within can come out, you're right. You are afraid of that, and that's why you try to keep it buried. And I've been doing a great job about that.
that's good. And I do the same thing. I do the same thing. And when if I get really angry, I say to myself, all right, it's time to walk away. It's time to stop
Mhm.
talking. It's time to get the fuck away and pull away. If you're attacked, then do what you got to do, but walk the fuck away. It's in your hands.
Mhm.
You can do whatever you want. You could be violent, or you could just walk away and say, "Put that shit behind me. Put this guy behind me, or woman, whoever the fuck it is who's
Mhm.
bothering you, and go on, and go on to people who are good people." Now I
Mhm.
got teams. You see, Peanuts who works for me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lace is your friend, oh, and she don't know how to help you. I mean, these are good people, and that's what I
Yeah.
do. I
Mhm.
put good people around me working. I get like on YouTube, I get some texts. Hey, I got this. Or you want to do that? Nope, nope. I'm done. None of that. I just put good people around me, and I have a good vibes with everything I'm doing so far. And my fan bases went fucking crazy. It's just
I
off
seen
the
it.
charts. Yeah, we're getting big, big numbers. And it's not only that, it's what really gets to me is people that I knew 30, 40, almost 50 years ago are calling me up. Hey, Sammy, how you doing? I miss you. I loved you. We didn't talk for a long time, and you know, how bad of a guy could you have been? You know, when people 30, 40, 50 years have
Mhm.
a sweet spot for you and they love the fact that I've changed my life and I'm doing what I'm doing. You're always going to get some negative shit from people putting you down or calling you something or whatever, you know, but look at their life. They're in a
Mhm.
basement, ticking away to badmouth people. So
Yeah.
they could keep doing that because that's all you want.
You know what we were saying as kids, man? Like when, as long as somebody talking about you, that mean whether they talking good or bad, that mean you doing something good. And even when that negative and that nonsense, when somebody try to throw that up my way, I always come back with that saying that we made up in school: "Sticks and stone may break my bone, but word was never hurt me. And I'm rubber, you glue. Whatever you say, bounce off of me and stick onto you." Because sometimes you feel like you're back in junior high school all over again. You
Yeah,
know.
well, and you gotta put that behind you because there's a lot of things to do. And hopefully that your station takes off and you're working hard. I know you're working hard and I hope your station takes off and you make some money and do it in the right way. And I want you to know, I think the world of you. And if I could help you in any way like this, doing a show, coming on your show, doing whatever, or giving you advice on how to do it, because I've been doing it for a couple of years. So I think now they're calling me Podfather, not Godfather, Podfather.
Hey, hey, look. Even when you were saying all that, I was about to tell you, thank you, Godfather. Because once again, the Podfather, God. But you know what? Because when I just look in and tune into you and can hang on to your every word and can hear it in your voice, the conviction, the sincerity. That's it. And
Yeah,
that's what people don't understand. And even when I talk to people, especially my guys now, and getting them to say, "This is my ministry," and when I tell them stuff, I said, "Look, you and this guy get into a jam. Y'all get into an altercation. I'm saying you hit him. He hit his head as he going down. He's dead. You got 25 years. Who's the winner? Right
yeah,
now is we got to stop letting temper's what gets us into trouble. Pride's what keep us there."
right. Absolutely, 100% right. You're on the right track. You're talking right. You're thinking right. So I think you're doing really good. It's a pretty big mitt you got there.
What?
That's a pretty big mitt you got there in your hand. I
What
see
you talking about? Oh,
these
oh,
big
they
ass
are.
mitts.
Nah, man, nah, man.
You don't want to get hit with that mitt.
As a kid, you know what? As a kid, growing up in East New York Cypress, I broke it a couple of times. No, I don't. I broke it a couple of times, man. No, man. No, man. Hey, but listen, Sammy. Like I said, I really appreciate you, man. And like I told you, man, like hey, you like one of the, really the number two powerful guy, what I'm saying, in the mall when I was coming up as a kid, right there. And like I say, to see you, give up all that, walk away from all that. You know what I'm saying? That's like to me is amazing. Like change. And I tell people, where
Thank
do change come from? Change come from within.
Yes, yes. And change is a constant. It never stops. Even society, every day is different from the last day, and change keeps going. And the more you change in a positive way, the better your life is going to be. I mean, I don't tell people you don't do ugly shit. You do whatever you want. I'm going to tell you this: you're going to wind up in prison or dead. You're going to shorten your life, or you're going to wind up in prison with bullshit time. It's not bullshit time, but it's a bullshit life.
Hey, thank you, Godfather.
I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.